Hey, Happy New Year, everyone. Hope you had a great New Year's. Hope you had fun last night. Safe fun. Hope you're not in jail. Because if you're in jail right now, it totally sucks. Anyway, hey, New Year's Day is here. The games are here. The big ones tonight, the semifinals, and we got some pretty good ones also today. Um, this bowl season, we've had some good games, but we've also had some games that were lost a lot of their luster, I guess you would say, because of transfers and opting out. Like when the games were announced, besides the obvious games today and some others, I was really looking forward to the Sun Bowl, Cotton Bowl, and Orange Bowl. Uh, but man, by the time these games got around, I mean, two of them were blowout, Orange Bowl and Sun Bowl blowouts. Cotton Bowl, very, very slow game. And let's be honest, uh, probably wouldn't have been that way if it weren't for all these transfers and opt outs. Hey, I get why they opt out, and yeah, I get why they transfer. But man, we as college football fans really suffer because we don't get to see great games with these great players because they take off and leave. It sucks. I think something needs to be done about it. You know, Matt, maybe do a transfer portal in February. Hey, here's one day where everybody can leave and go where they want. The opting out thing, I don't know what to do about that, but us as college football fans, because of that, I feel like we really get ripped off of good games. So, but like I said, there's been some other good bowl games this season and all. We'll go over those ones today. We're going to go back over some of the ones that happened the last few days. We got a few news items here, so let's get down to it. Before we start, hit that subscribe button wherever it is down there. NCAA is conducting an investigation into allegations that an unnamed college football program gained unauthorized access to video footage. The company Catapult, they handle video footage for college football programs. So evidently, some team got in there somehow, got some footage. Don't know the whole everything, the whole facts yet. I guess we're going to find that out over the next couple of weeks probably. But yeah, some college football program got some film unauthorized somehow. I don't know. Hey, remember ex-quarterback Jalen Kitna from Florida? Remember him? Last spring, I think it was. He was dismissed from the Gators after he was charged with possession of child pornography. Well, those charges were dismissed in July. I think they were, however you say it, whittled down to disturbing the peace or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, now he's at UAB. UAB is going to take a chance on him. Head coach Trent Dilfer says he believes Jalen has learned valuable lessons. If he did do that, downloaded that stuff, yeah, I would say he did. And he will show great character in our community. Let's hope that's true, because those are some serious charges he was looking at, several months back. Georgia right tackle Amarius Mims, he's leaving Georgia for the draft. He is a junior, so he's leaving early. Hey, Missouri, they are happy with Eli Drinkwitz. They extend his contract through 2028. Speaking of Georgia and what we just talked about, Georgia head coach Kirby Smart said they need to fix this opt-out and transfer portal issue. Said all this after the game, after they blew Florida State out of the water. He said Florida State's a great team, but all that stuff really hurt them. So even Kirby Smart. And I read somewhere one of the Michigan linemen said, hey, we hate Ohio State, but they're a Big Ten team. We are pulling for them in the Cotton Bowl. What happened to them is just, that's not the team we played back in November. And it's true. A lot of those players were still there. The ones that all transferred out and opted out, they were all still there during that Michigan game. So even he was kind of alluding to the fact that, hey, this is kind of ridiculous. All right, so let's go back to Wednesday real quick. Had some good bowl games. Holiday Bowl, USC back in the winning column, beat Louisville 42-28. Mass, the playing quarterback for USC, Holiday Bowl record, 372 passing yards, 6 touchdowns. Holiday Bowl's always been a pretty much a good bowl game to watch. Washington and Lane had 2 TD catches each for the Trojans. Louisville's Plummer, 141 passing yards. Garindo, 161 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Hell of a game for him. USC defense. Looks like they may have, I'm not going to say fixed it totally, but improved it since the season. Safety Jalen Smith, 12 solo tackles. Team had 2 turnovers, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. So better on the defensive side than they have been. Texas Bowl. Oklahoma State 31, Texas A&M 23. Being an A&M fan, I really didn't expect A&M to win this game. I hope they did, but they didn't. Bowman for Oklahoma State, 402 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Ollie Gordon, 118 rushing yards and a touchdown. Owens, 164 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Nice game for him. A&M side of the ball, Reed, 361 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, threw an interception, but he did run for a touchdown in this game. He was playing because Henderson, he was knocked out the first play of the game for A&M. So Reed came in, didn't do too bad of a job either. Daniels had a rushing TD. Oklahoma State defense, 2 turnovers, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Kicker Brand for A&M, 11 points in this game, so he kind of helped them out too. Aggies defense led linebacker Matthews, 14 tackles, 11 of them solo. As an A&M fan, of course, I wonder what would happen if Henderson wouldn't have got knocked out, but it's over with. Time to move on. Military Bowl. This one really surprised me. Tulane, damn good team last year and this year. Lost by 21 points. Virginia Tech beats them 41-20. Virginia Tech's Jones, 91 passing yards, but 2 touchdowns. But he ran for 176 and a touchdown. Hell, man, it's almost like flashes of Michael Vick back there at Virginia Tech. 236 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns for him. For Tulane, Horton, 119 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, but he did run for a touchdown. Vatek's defense created 3 turnovers. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. This one thought it'd be closer, but it wasn't. West Virginia beat North Carolina 30-10. West Virginia's Green, 228 passing yards and a touchdown. White had a rushing touchdown. Defense had 3 turnovers, 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. North Carolina, Harrell, 199 passing yards, touchdown, but he did throw 2 interceptions. So back Wednesday, had a couple big basketball games. Grand Canyon, 11-1, beat Bethesda. I think that's how you say it, Bethesda University, 124-74. 8 players for Grand Canyon scored double-digit points in that game. And then Virginia, 10-2, they beat Morgan State 79-44. Beekman for Virginia, 17 points in that one. Moving on to Thursday, Alamo Bowl. Wow, what a game, huh? Arizona beats Oklahoma 38-24. Arizona finishes 10-3. Hell of a turnaround because they've just been kind of, I'll be honest, they've been trashed the last several years. So to turn it around, 10-3, congratulations to them. Fifita for the Wildcats, 354 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Williams had a rushing touchdown. Cowling, 152 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on that one. For Oklahoma, Arnold, 361 passing yards, 2 touchdowns through 3 picks, though. That is not good. Sawchuk, 134 rushing yards and a touchdown. Thompson and Anderson, they both had touchdown catches. Arizona defense, 3 turnovers, 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss. Their kicker, Tyler Luke, 12 points in that game. Safety Gunnar Maldonado returned a fumble, 87 yards for a touchdown, and he also had an interception in that game. So maybe the MVP may have gone to him. I don't know. I didn't see who it went to. Wildcats scored 25 straight points to win this game. Alamo Bowl, just like the Holiday Bowls, always usually a pretty good game, and it was again. Pop-Tarts Bowl. GE Pop-Tarts, while you watch this one, while you watch Kansas State beat NC State 28-19. Kansas State's Johnson, 178 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, ran for 71 yards and a touchdown. Giddens, 151 rushing yards and a touchdown. North Carolina State's Armstrong, 164 passing yards, interception, but he ran for 121 yards and a touchdown. A lot of quarterbacks running for big yardage in these bowl games this year. Penix rushing touchdown. Kansas State's Brown and Giddens, they had touchdown catches also. Get this. Kansas State only 4 for 14 on third down, but they were 4 for 4 on fourth down. So I guess that kind of balanced things out and helped them win that game. Fenway Bowl. This one went a totally different way. I thought SMU would win this game. Boston College beats them 23-14. Boston College, another great turnaround story. They've been, let's be honest, trash for the last several years. Just like Arizona, they really turned things around. Scored the only points. Boston College, they scored the only points in the second half, which was 13. Enough to beat SMU. SMU actually led by 4 at halftime, too. Boston College's Castellanos, 102 passing yards, interception. Here we go again, ran for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. Man. Robichaux, he had a rushing touchdown for the Eagles. SMU's Jennings, 191 passing yards, touchdown. They only had 309 total yards in this game. Pinstripe Bowl. I wasn't surprised by the outcome of this game. Miami's been up and down. Rutgers beat them 31-24. Wimsatt, 84 passing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Monagai, 163 rushing yards and a touchdown. Miami's Brown, 181 passing yards, touchdown, interception. Ran for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns, though. So there you go. Restrepo, 99 receiving yards and a touchdown. I did not know this until I saw it on TV. Miami has lost 5 straight bowl games. That's incredible for Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, but they used to dominate the college football world 30 years ago, and it's just kind of gone the other way. All right, so Thursday, basketball. Number 12, Oklahoma. They moved to 11-1 on Thursday, beat Central Arkansas 88-72. McCollum for the Sooners, 23 points. Texas Tech went to 10-2 on Thursday. They beat Sam Houston 96-60. Isaacs for Texas Tech, 28 points in that game. Nice game for him. Oregon went to 9-3 on Thursday. They beat USC 82-74. Evans Jr. for Oregon, 22 points, 8 rebounds, followed by Shellstead, who had 21 points in that one. And then Cal State Northridge, they went to 10-3. They beat Cal Poly 83-73. Cal State Northridge had 3 players with 19 or more points in that one. Going to Friday, we talked about it earlier, Cotton Bowl. Usually a pretty good game. This year, man, slow. Mizzou ends up winning, beating Ohio State 14-3. Cook, 128 passing yards and a touchdown for Missouri. Schrader, 128 rushing yards and a touchdown. Burden, the third TD catch. Ohio State, Ken Holds, 86 passing yards. Brown came in, 20 passing yards. No touchdowns between those two. Henderson, 72 rushing yards. Gabuka led the way receiving, 63. Do you say that's because of transfers and opt-outs, or was Missouri's defense just that damn good? I've seen both teams play all year, and Missouri's a great team. Ohio State was an even better team. I got to go with the transfers and opt-outs here. I'm sure a lot of people were saying, Missouri's are good, man, screw you. They're number 1. But, you got to be honest here. Just like the guy from Michigan said, this isn't the same Ohio State team we played back in November. So, anyway, Fielding. He kicked the field goal, so it wouldn't be a shutout for Ohio State. Actually, both teams played great defense. It's pretty much a defensive game, this whole one. Missouri had 4 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, a fumble. Ohio State, 6 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, so pretty good defense there. Ohio State, 2 for 15 on third down. That is not a Buckeye team we have been watching. 203 total yards. Again, not a Buckeye team we've been watching this whole year. Missouri is 4 for 16 on third downs, 331 total yards. Yeah, that was the game I was looking forward to. Just kind of, I don't know. And then the next one, the Sun Bowl. Notre Dame beat Oregon State 40-8. Angele, Notre Dame, 232 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Price, 106 rushing yards and a touchdown. Faison, 115 receiving yards and a touchdown. Oregon State didn't score until the fourth quarter. Gobranian threw a touchdown pass to Valson. Beavers, man, only 2 rushing yards in this game. That's just incredible. Notre Dame defense, 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, interception. Cotton Bowl, Sun Bowl, Orange Bowl. Man, I was really looking forward to those games. And what are you going to do? Gator Bowl was good, though. Clemson beat Kentucky 38-35. Klubeck, I think that's how you say his name, Klubeck. 264 passing yards, interception. Muffa, 71 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns for him in this Clemson game. Kentucky's Leary, 306 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Davis and Brown, rushing touchdowns. Brown also had a receiving touchdown and took a 100-yard kickoff downfield for a touchdown. Hell of a game for him. Clemson's defense, 4 tackles for loss, 4 turnovers, 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. Kentucky's defense had an interception, 8 sacks, 12 tackles for loss. Clemson kicker White, 10 points. He was responsible for 10 points. Both teams were under 400 yards total offense in this one. Kentucky actually led 21-10 going into the fourth quarter. They are leading 21-10. Clemson outscored them 28-14 in that last quarter to win that game. Liberty Bowl, Memphis beat Iowa State 36-26. Hennigan from Memphis, 364 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, also ran for a touchdown. 4 different receivers caught TD passes for Memphis. Iowa State's Beck, 446 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Nice game for him, too. Higgins, 214 receiving yards and a touchdown. Bo Frailer for Iowa State, 10 solo tackles. Nice. Friday has some big-time basketball games, too. Number 1, Purdue beat Eastern Kentucky 80-53. Purdue's Lair, 14 points. Zach Edey, 13 points. Number 4, Arizona beat Cal 100-81. Arizona's Love, 22 points. Crevis came off the bench, 18 points. Number 8, Kentucky beat Illinois State 96-70. Reeves for Kentucky, 27 points. Nice game. Number 9, North Carolina beat Charleston Southern 105-60. Davis for North Carolina, 20 points, 10 assists in that one. Number 11, Illinois beat Fairleigh Dickinson 104-71. That was the first game for Illinois without their leading scorer, Shannon. San Diego State beat number 13 Gonzaga 84-74. San Diego State University's Waters, 22 points, followed by Lee D, who had 20 points in that one. Number 15, Colorado State beat Adams State 106-61. Number 18, Clemson beat Radford 93-58. Number 21, Texas beat UNC Greensboro 72-37. Saturday, the last Saturday of college football until next September. Orange Bowl, we talked about it. Georgia beats them by 60. Game was 42-3 at halftime. Carson Beck, 203 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Stockton, 96 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Milton, 104 rushing yards and a touchdown. Edwards, 62 rushing yards and a touchdown. Lovett, Evans III, Smith, and Lucky all had TD catches for Georgia. Florida State's Glenn, 139 passing yards, 2 interceptions, only 63 rushing yards, and 146 receiving yards for Florida State. And they also committed 4 turnovers. But a good one that came after, or actually that one was before. Peach Bowl. That's a good game. Ole Miss beat Penn State 38-25. 3-point game at halftime. Jackson Dart, 379 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, ran for a touchdown. Princeton, 136 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Penn State side of the ball, Drew Aller, 295 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, did throw an interception. Singleton, Wallace II, Johnson all had TD catches. Judkins for Ole Miss rushed for 106 rushing yards. And he had a 14-yard touchdown catch. Davis, 12 points for Ole Miss Rebels. Kind of a question that I kind of thought of during this game. James Franklin, good coach. I like him, but he just can't seem to win the big ones. How much longer does Penn State keep him around? I mean, I know they're Rose Bowl champions and stuff in the last couple of years, or within the last couple of years, but man, remember at the beginning of the season, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, all playing each other. Couldn't win any of those 2 games, so now they're losing the bowl game to Ole Miss. I would think they would keep him around because he is a good coach, but in today's day and age, you just don't know. I mean, you really don't. Music City Bowl, Maryland beat Auburn, 31-13. Maryland's Edwards Jr., 126 passing yards, touchdown, ran for a touchdown. Wade and Howard have TD catches. Brown, 132 passing yards. Thorne, 84 passing yards, touchdown and interception. Cab, rushing touchdown. Frazier had a touchdown catch. Maryland defense, 4 turnovers, including Miller's 44-yard pick 6 in this one. Both teams only made it 4 times on third down. Third downs issues in this bowl season. Auburn 3 for 6 though on 4th down. So Arizona Bowl, Wyoming beats Toledo by 1 point, 16-15. Peasley 168 passing yards. Sunday got a rushing touchdown. Both teams had 184 receiving yards in this game. Gleason for Toledo 184 passing yards, interception. Stewart 99 rushing yards and a touchdown. Hoyland, the kicker for Wyoming, 10 points. Pollock for Toledo, he kicked 7 points. A lot of basketball on Saturday, a lot of it. Number 10, Marquette beat number 22, Creighton, 72-67. Marquette's Kolek, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals. Jones came off the bench, 15 points. They shot 37% from the field. They scored 24 points off of turnovers in this one. Creighton's Sherman, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Alexander, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. They actually shot better, 46% from the field. Number 16, Duke beat Queens, 106-69. Duke's McCrane, 24 points, 4 for 9 from the 3-point line. Filipowski, 19 points in that one. Number 20, James Madison beat Texas State, 82-65. Bickerstaff for James Madison, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Edwards behind him at 17 points. Number 2, Kansas beat Wichita State, 82-67. Dickinson for Kansas, 22 points, 13 rebounds. McCuller, 20 points, 7 rebounds for the Jayhawks. Number 14, BYU beat Wyoming, 94-68. Waterman and Neal for BYU, 17 points each. But Griffin for Wyoming, 25 points. He had a hell of a game, even though they lost. Number 3, Houston beat Penn, 81-42. 5 Cougar players have double-digit points in that one. 6-9, Florida Gulf Coast beat number 7, Florida Atlantic, 72-68. Anderson for Florida Gulf Coast, 21 points, 10 rebounds. Johnson behind him had 18 points. They shot 48% from the field, 7 steals and 4 blocks for them. Florida Atlantic's Golden, 21.7 rebounds. Davis, 17.6 rebounds. They shot 41% from the field and committed 11 turnovers in this game. Number 19, Memphis beat Austin Peay, 81-70. Memphis Jones, 19 points, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Tomlin, 15 points, 15 rebounds in that one. And then yesterday we had some big basketball games. Number 12, OU beat Monmouth, 72-56. Actually a 4-point game at the halftime. Sooners came back and won that one. Number 4, Arizona loses to 5-6 Stanford, 100-82. Carlisle for Stanford came off the bench, leading scorer, 28 points, 8 rebounds in that one. Arizona's kicking themselves in the ass today, I guarantee it. Number 24, Ole Miss beat Bryant 95-78. Good weekend for Ole Miss. Ole Miss, 54% from the field. Nice for them. All right, so, hey, recap real quick of today. What's going on? Relia Quest Bowl fixing to start here shortly. 11 a.m. ESPN2. 7-5 Wisconsin versus 9-3 LSU, who's Jaden Daniels. Noon ESPN Fiesta Bowl. This one could be a really interesting game. 13-0 Liberty at 11-2 versus 11-2 Oregon. Really gonna see Liberty how good they really are. Noon on ABC Citrus Bowl. 10-3 Iowa versus Tennessee. And then the semifinal Rose Bowl. 4 p.m. ESPN. 12-1 Oklahoma versus 13-0 Michigan. And then at 7:45 p.m. on ESPN, 12-1 Texas versus 13-0 Washington. And if you're all footballed out and you just want to get some basketball in, hey, 1 p.m. on the Longhorn Network, UT Arlington at number 21 Texas. Interstate battle there. So, like I said, hey, Happy New Year to you guys. Hope y'all got the day off tomorrow, maybe the week off. If not, hey, we're all going to be back at work with you eventually, so it sucks. But anyway, have a great New Year. Eat some black-eyed peas because they're good luck. And we will see you later in this week to recap everything that happens today and then tomorrow, Wednesday, in basketball. So see you later. Have a great day.